I left my name in pencil on the kitchen table, like something you could rub away. A small stone in a pocket, not a headline, not a fable. Just wait, I couldn't explain. If you hear about it, don't go hunting for a reason. Reasons bruise when you hold them tight. I didn't shake the world, I barely stirred the surface. Still the rings will reach you in time. Not to punish you, not to make you keep me, just to say I was here. And I'm sorry for what it cost. I'm going in quiet, don't turn it into thunder. Don't call me brave, don't call me weak. Just let the water close like a door that doesn't slam, and let the last few circles meet. If love's what you're holding, keep it. If anger's what you've got, breathe. I'm going in quiet, please. Let the last few circles meet. To my best friend, you carried me like a spare tire in your trunk through every season. I drank your clean advice, I stole your peace when I was wired. I made you calm a crime scene. I used you like a mirror when I couldn't stand my own face, then blamed you for what I saw. You stayed, God, you stayed when staying meant you'd lose days. I owe you more than the song. If you're counting all the times I turned sweet into bitter, stop at one and let it go. I was sick, not mythical. I'm going in quiet, don't turn it into thunder. Don't call me brave, don't call me weak. Just let the water close like a door that doesn't slam, and let the last few circles meet. Love's what you're holding, keep it. If anger's what you've got, breathe. I'm going in quiet, please. Let the last few circles meet. To my mother, you remember the day I arrived, all sharp and loud and shaken. Now I'm leaving in reverse, like a film you can't rewind, like a chair that keeps on creaking. I stacked worry on your shoulders like unpaid bills, and call it being grown. You'll still set an extra plate without thinking, then stare at it alone. To the one who opened up my body like a hallway and said you can run through, I mistook that rush for rescue, I mistook release for always, then learned what a one can do. I watched you choose another, no villain, no big scene, just a door you didn't lock. And I went looking for my value in no mouths and strangers' hands, like change at the bottom of a cup. To the couple on the couch with their perfect chemistry, I hated how easy you fit. Not because you were cruel, because you were certain, and I was built to split. To the girl with the piano by the window, play it even when you're tired. It gives back what you put in. No promises, no tricks, just keys and wire. To the ones who held my jokes while I kept the knife hidden, you made my laugh look real, but my chest stayed full of weather. And I never learned to heal. To my old teammate, remember the dust on our knees and the way we ran like we owned it. They called us trouble, we called it being free. We didn't know what it cost. Yeah, you look at me before the snap, like yeah, we've got this, like faith was something you could throw. So when you see me laid out, don't picture defeat, picture me breaking through the line and letting go. I'm going in quiet, don't turn it into thunder. Don't make my ending your speech. Let the water close like a door that doesn't slam, and let the last few circles reach. If you loved me, you were right to. If you left me, you were right to. I'm going in quiet, please. Let the last few circles reach. And you far away with your hands kept clean. If this was my last grand gesture, let it fail. No standing ovation, no legend, just a box of cheap paper and the truth I couldn't mail. Ceiling fan turning slow like it's thinking. I'm on the edge of sleep, but I don't sink in. Street lamp spills a dough coin on the floor, and I'm back in that kitchen listening at the door. Mama's hands in my hair, parting the rows, pulling history tight where it doesn't show. She says, hold still, baby, it'll be done soon. But the room feels wide as the space under the moon. I learned early how silence can wait, how you can carry a whole day in your face. If the sky looks low, it's 'cause somebody's holding it, thread by thread, keeping it from falling in. And the moon's got marks like old rules that never quit. Still she stands, still she lives inside it. When the world shakes loose and nobody says a thing, she blinks slow and the ground remembers everything. Now I'm grown in a one-room place uptown, neighbors arguing through the walls, up and down. I wash my hair in the sink, let it coil and cling like a map of every place I've ever been. On the train, men stare like I'm a question, like my body owes them an explanation. So I fix my eyes on the window glass, watch the city slide by and let it pass. Some hurts don't leave, they just change clothes. They get quiet, then show up close. If the sky looks low, it's 'cause somebody's holding it, thread by thread, keeping it from falling in. And the moon's got marks like old rules that never quit. Still she stands, still she lives inside it. When the world shakes loose and nobody says a thing, she blinks slow and the ground remembers everything. There's a kind of crying you never let spill. You swallow it down 'cause you gotta be still, but your eyes do the talking when your mouth won't try. Little pools you don't name under a steady light. And the stars, they don't sparkle for free. They drink what you don't show, and they keep it for you quietly. Yeah, the sky looks low and somebody's holding it, all that weight still refusing to fold in. And the moon's got marks from the years we survived, and still she stands, still she lives inside it. When the world shakes loose and nobody says a thing, she blinks slow and the ground remembers everything. Hold still, it'll be done soon. I've been living like a borrowed place, with my name still taped to the door, keeping up the rent with a smiling face while I'm in the war. You tap the glass, you send your air, you wait outside like you got time. But I've learned how to look prepared while I ride in perfect lines. My best sense talks tough in my ear, says hold the ground, don't let it in. But it's tied to a chair in the back of my head, and it keeps nodding yes like a friend. So don't come gently, come moving, kick the chair, turn the locks if you want me. Stop asking, put your weight on the knots, break what I built to keep you out if that's what it takes to make room. I can't stand up straight in this costume till you tear it in two. I can feel what I'm pledged to, cold and clean, a steady hand on my spine. It says stay useful, stay unseen, you're safer if you're mine. And I hate it, and I feed it, and I call it love, like a mouth that won't close. But every time you draw near enough, my whole body says no, go. Still I reach for you like a habit, like smoke out a window crack. I want your name in my mouth like medicine, and your grip on the part I lack. So don't come gently, come and moving, kick the chair, turn the locks if you want me. Stop asking, put your weight on the knots, break what I built to keep you out if that's what it takes to make room. I can't stand up straight in this costume till you tear it in two. I've tried being good on my own, tried being clean, tried being calm, but I'm rented to ruin by default, and I can't pay it off with songs. So sever the deal I signed, and fear cut me loose from that vow. Take my wrist with your steady hand, say you're mine now. Jail that finally makes sense, not punishment, permission. Don't come gently, come and moving, kick the chair, turn the locks if you want me. Stop asking, put your weight on the knots, pull me out of the grip I'm under, make the old story untrue. I will never be free if you leave me, so don't leave me, break through. I don't need you polite, I need you real. Hold still. I caught the moon half spent on the edge of morning, hanging like a dime behind the cottonwood. Branches bare as knuckles in the cold, and it felt like it was turning away on purpose, showing the pale back of its face to the day, like it couldn't look at what was coming. Frost on the field, the thin white wire. The world is quiet in that honest way before the trucks and the doors and the talk begin. I pulled my coat tight, tried not to breathe too loud, like any sound might scare it off or wake up what I've been carrying. And I thought about the water, how it can go flat as glass when the wind decides to listen. Stay, last quarter moon, don't explain, don't move, just hang there worn and steady, like you've already forgiven me. If this is what finished looks like, if this is how the year lets go, teach me how to go that way with my face turned from the fire and my body calm as snow. My mother kept an old Bible by the sink, pages soft from steam in time. She used to hum when she couldn't fix things. I remember one line more than all the sermons: peace be still, and the room would change, even with dishes stacked and bills on the table. So I said it to my own pulse, said it to the ache in my chest, said it to the part of me that won't unclench. Stay, last quarter moon, don't explain, don't move, just hang there worn and steady, like you've already forgiven me. If this is what finished looks like, if this is how the year lets go, teach me how to go that way with my face turned from the fire and my body calm as snow. They call it dead when it's thinning out, when it's not putting on a show, but I've seen grace in the leftover, in the almost gone, in the gentle way something can leave without making a mess of the sky. Oh, quiet beauty, I don't have the words, so I'll stand here anyway. Stay, last quarter moon, don't explain, don't move, let the dawn have what it came for. Let me learn your kind of truth. If I'm ever laid down silent, if I'm ever out of time, let me be that simple, let me be that clean, with the sun on my shoulders and my fear behind me. Peace be still. Hold still. The valley holds its breath, like it's waiting for a sentence. Found your message in the silver on the windshield, a crooked line the moon left on my street. Everybody's sleeping, but the branches keep rehearsing their tired little hymns in the heat. Lilacs shouldn't be here now, not this late in the calendar, but the air is thick with them anyway. Like somebody broke into the year and left the door wide open, and I can't decide if I should pray. I laugh like I'm not jealous, like I don't want credit for the bruise, but you show up over the rooftops and steal the best lines I was gonna use. So go on, write it bigger than me, write it clean on the hills, make the whole valley read it till it forgets what it kills. If sorrow doesn't care who's watching, then neither do I'll let your pretty handwriting hang in the sky. My friend says don't say his name, it'll bring him to the doorway. That hungry old myth with the cheap cologne, first one they kicked out for trading love for a bottle, like heaven was just another loan. And I've seen that kind of losing in the way a town goes quiet after last call, in the way you wring your skin when it's pawned for the weekend, in the way you swear you're fine and you fall. Is it him who taught the lesson that grief won't follow rules or time? Or was it some old composer turning breath into a knife? So go on, write it bigger than me, write it clean on the hills, make the whole valley ready till it forgets what it kills. If sorrow doesn't care who's watching, then neither do I'll let your pretty handwriting hang in the sky. Enter through any doorway, kitchen light, hospital chair, the backseat of a car. It'll sit down at your table like it's family, like it belongs where you are. And you can cry for a minute or a season, you can bargain, you can freeze, but it stays till something soft starts moving, a long note, a thread of string. So go on, write it bigger than me, write it clean on the hills, make the whole valley ready till it forgets what it kills. If sorrow doesn't care who's watching, neither do I. I'll stand under your sentence and stay until the strings come in, until the strings come in. Out past the mooring buoys, where the water forgets your name, I rented a boat for an hour just to feel quiet in my hands. I pulled up something heavy, like a suitcase full of years, half in the air, half still living in the pool of the green. The hook sat clean in the corner. He didn't thrash, didn't beg, just hung there patient and battered, a ruffled fact on my line. His skin was peeling in places like damp paper in an old kitchen, brown on brown flowers you can barely make out. little barnacles like buttons, sea lice like salt on a sleeve. And I thought, how much can a body carry and still keep breathing? And I came out here to win something, to feel my luck hold steady. But the boat smelled like fuel and pennies, and he wore my kind of history. So I held him close to the railing, let the moment cut my palm. Then I loosened my grip like a promise and watched him take it all back home. His gills worked hard in the air, that sharp, wrong oxygen, fresh red edges that could slice you if you weren't careful. I pictured what you never see, white flesh packed tight, the clean architecture of bones, the ugly beautiful inside of him doing what it does. I looked into his eyes, too big for his head, yellowed like gold plastic on a dashboard in August, not needing me, just tilting like an object turned toward a window. And I felt stupidly seen anyway. I came out here to win something, to feel my luck hold steady. But the boat smelled like fuel and pennies, and he wore my kind of history. So I held him close to the railing, let the moment cut my palm. Then I loosened my grip like a promise and watched him take it all back home. Then I saw it from his lower mouth, hard and wet, hung the old lines, green frayed at the end, two thick ones, a thin black thread, and a wire leader with a swivel, still acting like it belonged. Hooks grown in like bad memories you stop noticing until someone touches your face. He'd broken free more than once, he'd carried the proof like medals nobody asked for, a small beard of victories dragging from his jaw. And something in me went still, not pity, not bravery, just that clean second when you understand you don't get to be the only survivor. Victory filled up the whole boat, from the oily bilge to the rusted motor. A slick of gasoline made colors, spread out like a warning, like a joke, like a blessing you can't explain. And everything turned into color over the bale of the cracked seats, the oarlocks tied on with strings. So I took the hook out slowly, like removing a thorn from someone you love. I let the line fall slack, I let my hands be empty, and I let the fish go. The water closed, the boat rocked once, and I stayed a while, watching the surface, pretend nothing happened. Click of the cap, kitchen table quiet, a bruise-colored sky on the window pane. I press the pen like a needle just to feel it bite. A little sting to prove I'm still in my body tonight. The news keeps looping like a sink that won't shut off, so I measure out my grief with the same old cough. I got losses with last names, losses with no return address. Some I can say out loud, some I fold up in my chest. The pharmacy line is long, everyone acting polite, trading small talk for chemicals under fluorescent white. They say take two, call if it gets worse, like there's a wish, like the world didn't break its own rules, and call it just how it is. So I fit what I can in a pill and the rest in my pockets. No plan to save us, just people making do with what's in the cabinets. If the sirens start their sermon, I'm not waiting for permission. I'll lay mirrors in the street, make the sky look down and listen. Bring heaven down to earth, right here on this cracked asphalt. If we're going out, we're going out honest. Trespassers in work boots walk through the house of our days. Hands on our tools like they've always had the right to take. They call it progress, call it order, call it keeping us safe, but it feels like someone else writing over my name. So I start a little storage in the back of the mind, where I keep the things that matter when the lights go blind. A photo booth, strip, a spare key, a note that you wrote me, a lighter, a bandage, a joke you told when you were lonely. If there's a map, it's torn to shreds in the glove compartment. Still I can drive by, feel, still I can make a letter out. Yeah, I feel what I can in a pill and the rest in my pockets. No plan to save us, just people making do with what's in the cabinets. If the sirens start their sermon, I'm not waiting for permission. I'll lay mirrors in the street, make the sky look down and listen. Bring heaven down to earth, right here on this cracked asphalt. If we're going out, we're going out honest. Not the clean kind of faith they sell in a bottle, not the kind that asks you to swallow and smile. I mean the messy kind, neighbors in doorways, someone sharing a charger, someone watching the child. I mean hands on shoulders, I mean stay, stay, stay. I mean even if nobody's coming, we can still turn toward each other anyway. Pen pressed down, stinging and steady, I pour it in slow, I name what I'm ready. I fit what I can in a pill and the rest in my pockets. No plan to save us, so we practice, so we build our small rockets. When the sirens start their sermon, let them hear our decision. We'll lay mirrors in the street, make the sky look down and listen. Bring heaven down to earth, right here, no special magic, just a face in the glass saying don't look away. Click of the cap, table finally breathing, mirrors in the road, making tomorrow see us. I've been practicing the leaving without moving at all. This morning the marsh was wide open, like someone cleared the table clean. Salt in the air, my shoes half sunk in that tired mud and green. A red-winged blackbird took the highest branch like she owned the whole day. She didn't sing, she didn't rush, she just stayed. And I watched her like a lesson I didn't ask for, but I learned how quiet can be heavy, how the world keeps its turn. I've already met my life without you, in a place where the water won't choose a side. It didn't break me in a headline, it broke me in a small, slow time. When something lifts and doesn't come back, and the air still holds its shape. I've already met my life without you, and I hate how it knows my name. Your jacket's on the kitchen chair again, one sleeve hanging down, like a little arm reaching for me. When I'm walking out of town, I sign the papers with my regular hand, and my other hand shakes. I smile at people trained to talk in careful ways. They say she'll have structure, she'll be safe, you'll get to sleep. But no one says the part out loud you don't get to keep. I've already met my life without you, in a place where the water won't choose a side. It didn't break me in a headline, it broke me in a small, slow time. When something lifts and doesn't come back, and the air still holds its shape. I've already met my life without you, and I hate how it knows my name. The branch kept moving after she was gone, up and down like it couldn't forget. I stood there counting every sway, like counting could change what comes next. And when it finally settled, it looked smaller to me, still reaching, just reaching into that big blank sky like me. I picture you learning new hallways, new faces, new rules. Someone else reading your signals, someone else packing your lunch at noon. And I tell myself love can be distance, love can be letting go. But my body doesn't listen, it just says no. I've already met my life without you, and it's ordinary, so that's what hurts. It's the kettle, it's the laundry, it's the quiet house that still does work. It's a bed made up too neatly, it's a key that fits the lock. It's me out on the salt marsh, trying not to watch the clock. When something lifts and doesn't come back, and the air still holds its shape. I've already met my life without you, and I will not call it fate. I'll drive you there, I'll drive back slow. I'll breathe through every mile, and somewhere a high branch will move for a while, for a while. For a while. half buttoned, late enough to miss the first round of laughs. Table stuck to the floor from old spilled bourbon, and the room was warm like a second bath. And you, slim as a line, dark skin catching the stage heat, big-eyed, looking past us like you knew a secret. Banjo resting easy on your knee, like you were born with it, like it was nothing. You held your head high, tipped just a little, not cocky, just sure, like you had somewhere to be after this world. And I forgot what I came in for. Brown boy, you move like you don't need permission, like joy's not something you borrow. Your shoes shine hard when the spotlight hits them, and the whole room follows. I don't know the names for what I'm hearing, but I know it's ours. And when you sing, I swear the floor starts breathing. Alright, you're alright with me. Your teeth flash quick when you laugh between verses, like you're led in the dark, no it can't stay. Your shoulders talk back to the rhythm, little jerks, little jumps, like a dare in your sway. There's a girl by the bar with her lipstick fading, there's a man at the door who won't sit down, but you keep playing like none of it matters, like trouble can't hold you in this town. And I'm not proud the way the city taught me, I'm not polished, I'm not pure, but I can read you dancing like a language. I can feel what you're reaching for. Brown boy, you move like you don't need permission, like joy's not something you borrow. Your shoes shine hard when the spotlight hits them, and the whole room follows. I don't know the names for what I'm hearing, but I know it's ours. And when you sing, I swear the floor starts breathing. Alright, you're alright with me. You are. Close my ears, still hear the drums in it, not from a record, not from a book, just something old in the blood, insisting, something that lives when nobody looks. And maybe I sound foolish saying drums like that, like I'm pretending I understand, but I like the word in my mouth when I'm smiling, like it belongs in my hand. After the set you wipe down the string slow, like you're saying goodbye to a friend you nod once, small like royalty hiding in a room that forgets how to bend. I wanna tell you I see you clearly, not as a rumor, not as a show, but my voice gets thin, so I let it be simple. Baby, don't ever lower your glow. Brown boy, you move like you don't need permission, like joy's not something you borrow. Your shoes shine hard when the spotlight hits them, and the whole room follows. I don't know the names for what I'm hearing, but I know it's ours. And when you sing, I swear the floor starts breathing. Alright, you're alright There's a stoop that remembers our names, even after they paint it all gray. Renaissance bloom like weeds on a block, and the sirens rehearse what they'll say. I keep my keys like a small set of teeth in case I need out fast. You laugh at the fear in my throat, then press your palm to my back. They tell us, don't get loud, don't get seen, like love is a crime scene. But you look at me steady, like you've already outrun the worst headlines. So hold me where the cameras can't reach, where the corner stores breathe. If they want the streets scrubbed clean, we'll leave our footprints in the seams. Move our luck like chess on a milk crate table. Don't give them anything they can't label. If the city comes hungry again, we'll feed it nothing but our gone and still be able. A politician smiles on a poster, like he's never stepped over glass, like he don't know how a revamp means somebody's grandma can't last. Your cousin got stopped for existing, his hoodie a reasonable doubt. I counted the bruises in silence and learned what protect is about. But you turn the street lights into prayer on clear sky evenings, standing there, and I start believing tomorrow can fit in two hands if we dare. So hold me where the cameras can't reach, where the corner stores breathe. If they want the streets scrubbed clean, we'll leave our footprints in the seams. Move our luck like chess on a milk crate table. Don't give them anything they can't label. If the city comes hungry again, we'll feed it nothing but our guard and still be able. Just a woman learning how to stay alive, and you're the spark in my ribs that won't quit when the whole world says submit. They've got new methods, new words for the same old harm, but I can throw them off. Watch me, watch my arms pull you closer, palm up like offering, like proof. Blood to hands, hands to work. We make space in a place built to hurt, and if the ops pull up, let them find us still moving, still unbarred, still unturned. So hold me where the cameras can't reach, where the corner stores breathe. If they want us out of the frame, we'll write our names in the concrete. Move our luck like chess on a milk crate table. Don't give them anything they can't label. Promise me whatever comes next, we won't split, we won't split, we'll stand, we'll stay. We'll stay. We'll be. Street lights on clear nights be my song. I'll never stop this world. I try to picture us in a normal room, keys on the counter, shoes by the door. But every time I say we, the air goes thin, like something sacred got locked up before. There's a life with our name on it, boxed and stored up where the ladder shakes. And someone in black with careful hands decides what love is safe to take. If I lived with you, we call it living, but it wouldn't feel like mine. It'd be a borrowed cup behind glass, waiting for a crack to show in time. So I keep you where the shelf can't reach, where no one tags you, no one claims. We stand in separate doorways, say each other's names. A space that looks like distance, but it's the only way I know to keep you whole, to keep you whole. I couldn't die with you. Somebody has to close the blinds, somebody has to hold the last look. And I know you try. And if you went first, I'd turn into weather. I'd freeze the whole street through. I'd beg for the right to trade places, but death doesn't take requests from two. And if you stayed, I'd stand there smiling like a guest, while your hands went cold, and I'd be the one left with the rest. So I keep you where the shelf can't reach, where no one tags you, no one claims. We stand in separate doorways, say each other's names. A space that looks like distance, but it's the only way I know to keep you whole, to keep you whole. Fill my eyes too much. If there's a clean, bright heaven, I'd ruin it just by wanting your touch. They'd ask me who I bowed to, who I served, who made me new, and I would have no answer that didn't circle back to you. If you were gone and I got in, what good is saved alone? My name on any roll call would sound like an empty phone. And if you were the one forgiven and I was left outside, then forever would be a room where I can't step inside. So we meet the way we have to, you there and I stay here. The door left barely open, like it's held by fear. An ocean in the threshold, and prayer like a thin rope. And the only thing that feeds me is the habit of hope. So I keep you where the shelf can't reach, where no one tags you, no one claims. We stand in separate doorways, say each other's names. A space that looks like distance, but it's the only way I know to keep you whole, to keep you close. Just the door ajar, just enough to know. They're cheering on the shoreline, and I can't move. We ran on bad through weeks that wouldn't break. Salt in our hair, knuckles white, making every call we'd hate. You stood up front like it was nothing, calm as a steady hand, turning fear into direction, pulling us back to land. Now the water's finally glassy, the channel lights are clear. I hear the town go wild, like they can't believe we're here. And I'm counting my steps on wet wood, trying to make this add up. Captain, get up, just for the last song. They're ringing every bell they've got. They're throwing paper flags from the railings, like it fixes what it's not. The anchor drops, the crowd erupts, and I'm still on the deck with your weight in my hands, and the world taking pictures of a finish you won't get. They pinned their bright badges on me, said, tell us how you did it. Hands reaching for the story like a souvenir to live with. Bouquets stacked in plastic buckets, ribbons snagging on the pier. Speeches rehearsed in someone's pocket, meant for you to hear. I lean down close, I say your name the way a kid would pray, like the right words could trade places with what's already done. But your mouth is still, and your skin is cold, and the ocean doesn't answer anyone. I lift your head, I hold it steady, like that could make you stay. Captain, get up, just for the last song. They're ringing every bell they've got. They're throwing paper flags from the railings, like it fixes what it's not. The anchor drops, the crowd erupts, and I'm still on the deck with your weight in my hands, and the world taking pictures of a finish you. And I hate how bright it is, because the whole town sees a victory, and I see what it costs to live. The ropes are tied, the engine quiet, the crew's already ashore. Someone laughs into a camera, someone opens up champagne. They call you legend, call you savior, like that's a kind of proof. But I remember your tired jokes and your coat that never dried, and the way you looked at the horizon, like it was something you could guide. Captain, get up, let them say your name, let it land in your own ears. Let the brass and all the shouting mean something more than cheers. The ship is safe, the work is done. They'll ride it as a wind, but I'm walking slow in circles where the boards are stained and slick. And I won't leave you here while the harbor keeps clapping for a man who can't come in. They're cheering on the shoreline, and I can't move. I keep a map under my skin. I keep a map under my skin. wide open, a cold blue over a hospital roof. Street lamp halos, winter air, and somewhere past the traffic, stars doing what they do. My auntie said, learn their old names, not the ones on your phone. So I tried in the quiet to hear what's been here before I was known. And the moon isn't decoration, she's a neighbor in a different yard. She's been watching generations, like a porch light in the dark. Remember, don't just think it, say it like you mean to stay. I made a mother breath and father footsteps in the ground that takes our weight. I'm not alone inside my body, I'm a long line, I'm a living we. If I forget, pull me back gently to the map under my skin. Shaking, paper gown, tired grin. How she fought for my first small cry, like dragging a boat back in. And my father, never perfect, but he stood where the wind could hit him first. Taught me how to hold my name when the world tried to make it smaller than it was worth. And the sun at the edge of morning, it's the strongest kind of time. It says get up, start over, you're allowed to try again. Remember, don't just think it, say it like you mean to stay. I made a mother breath and father footsteps in the ground that takes our weight. I'm not alone inside my body, I'm a long line, I'm a living we. If I forget, pull me back gently to the map under my skin. Red dirt, black dirt, yellow dirt, white dirt, brown dirt, same rain, same dust. I put my ear to the backyard and I swear the roofs still talk. Trees keep records in rings, dogs know grief without a book. Even the weeds in the sidewalk have a stubborn kind of truth. She has a voice, not a song you can buy. She knows where the first word started. She knows what we were before I. All is moving, all is growing, all is borrowed, all is mine to carry. Remember, don't just think it, say it like you mean to stay. I made a mother breath and father footsteps in the ground that takes our weight. You are not a stranger to me, we're the same story, differently seen. So if you forget, I'll sing it back to you. There's a map under your skin. Remember, remember, remember. Streets holding its breath again, branches bent like they're listening. You and me in the driveway glow under that one tired lamp. Cold has a way of finding a soft spot right where your coat opens up. The trees do that small bow to the season, like they've been taught to give up. Black bark, slick leaves stuck to the sidewalk. everything paused mid-sentence. And I've been a house full of small alarms, a busy mind with no exit. We roll the bins to the curb, plastic wheels humming like far-off thunder on a quiet street. You tilt your chin up, half laughing, like it's a secret you're handing to me. Say we're not finished, not even close, not just dust in a borrowed coat. If the sky can keep its old fires, then we can keep ours lit. We're not background, we're not nothing, we've lived through it. Look at us still standing, so tell me, what if we tried again and didn't call it luck? You point out the hunter you learned as a kid, the 3 bright marks in a row. I watch your breath turn to a brief little cloud, then disappear like a dare. You say we should learn some new constellations, like it's a reasonable plan, like naming what's above us could change what's happening down here. And I start listing the ones we never remember, words that sound like places we might survive. And Elara, Hydra, Draco, like a prayer said under our breath on the drive. Say we're not finished, not even close, not just dust in a borrowed coat. If the sky can keep its old fires, then we can keep ours lit. We're not background, we're not nothing, we've lived through it. Look at us still standing, so tell me, what if we tried again and didn't call it luck? And didn't call it luck. 'Cause lately I forget my own beginning, I forget my hands can make a choice, I forget the body is a tool, not just something that breaks. And no to the water at the doorstep, no to the slow surrender, no to the rooms where people talk in circles while the coastlines lose their names. Let's be the inconvenient ones, feet on the pavement, coats zipped up. Let's trade comfort for a little trouble, if it keeps somebody safe, if it keeps the ground from slipping. Under the streetlight, your face goes soft like you're remembering a song. And I feel that old stubborn thing in us, the part that won't stay small. We can bargain with our hours, we can show up with our voices, we can write our demands in plain language and refuse to be embarrassed. We're not finished, not even close, we're not dust in a borrowed coat. We're the kind that learns new names when the old ones don't fit. We're not background, we're not nothing, we've come this far, let's go farther than surviving. What if love isn't action? What if we mean it? Someday, after all this, someone drags their bins out to the curb and points up, not at Orion, but at us. First warm rain comes down, like you forgot our names. Petrichor on the sidewalk, steam off the broken lane. Swallows cut the air above, an empty overpass, like nothing ever happened, like nothing ever lasts. And the river keeps a schedule, rinsing out the rust, while the billboards peel in silence, turning back to dust. If we vanish, the grass won't stage a funeral, the trees won't hold a vigil in the park, frogs will still sing from the same old puddles, and spring will open up like it's just another start. No witness, no verdict, just weather moving on. Spring will not check the news when we're gone. Wild plum in a vacant lot, white as static in the sun. Robins on the chain link fence, showing off their orange lawns. Dandelions through the concrete, small fists in the cracks. The world keeps making beauty from whatever we threw back. No one in the branches asking who fired first. No one in the water counting bodies in the dirt. If we vanish, the grass won't stage a funeral, the trees won't hold a vigil in the park, frogs will still sing from the same old puddles, and spring will open up like it's just another start. No witness, no verdict, just weather moving on. Spring will not check the news when we're gone. I used to think the sky would miss us, like a friend left on red, but the clouds just keep their distance, and the lilacs still come back. So lay your hands on something living, feel how it doesn't need a cause, even here, even after. The earth keeps making laws. If we vanish, the grass won't stage a funeral. No choir in the wires, no alarm. Swallows will keep looping over water, and spring will rise up without our arms. No witness, no verdict, just weather moving on. Spring will not check the news. Spring will not check the news when we're gone. The rain, the ground. Mama's curling iron hissing in the bathroom. Somebody praying loud like it's a fight. Been awake since the sirens quit, since the phone call cut the air in two. I keep hearing the same small sentence, like a child would do. Dress on the bed like a dare, wrinkles I can't iron out, hair color bleeding in the sink, trying to look like I'm not falling down. My brother's knocking you okay? I say, yeah, like I mean it. But my knees keep making promises my body can't keep. They say, get up, we're running late. Like time won't notice what it did. And I'm still asking God in a whisper why he took my dad from me. I'm not even at the funeral. I'm stuck on the floor of my own house. Makeup cake like a mask I can't take off. Mouth full of his name, no sound. They'll file past the open casket, say the right words, fold their hands. But I'm not even at the funeral. I'm somewhere I can't stand. Auntie in the mirror rehearsing her strong woman face for the crowd. Steam rising off her pressed black dress like she's burning out. She keeps saying he loved me best, saying it's sharp like proof. Grief turns people into performers when the room needs truth. Cousins in the hallway filming like it's news they can't replay. And mama's voice goes cold and clean. Joey leave and then she stays. She freezes at the door frame like her mind slipped out the back. Then she remembers all at once, no coming home from that. I'm not even at the funeral. I'm stuck on the floor of my own house. Makeup cake like a mask I can't take off. Mouth full of his name, no sound. They'll file past the open casket, say the right words, fold their hands. But I'm not even at the funeral. I'm somewhere I can't stand. Somebody tries to lift me up. Their hands smell like cologne and fear. I hear, leave her, we gotta go. Like love is measured by appearing. Down the street, the church bells start, and I can't move when they do. If grief is a room with locked doors, I keep picking the one that leads to you. I'm not even at the funeral. I'm stuck on the floor of my own house. All this powder on the pews won't help when I can't breathe it out. Let them argue over who loved you. Let them call it closure plans. But I'm not even at the funeral. I'm learning how to stand. God, why Daddy gone? She walks like she's late for a different life. Coffee gone cold in a paper cup. No headlines stick, no small talk bites. Nothing can call her bluff. A practice grin, a tidy code, a calm that doesn't bend. Like she's watching everything happen to somebody else again. And you could swear there's nothing under it, just clean, polite, composed. But still the air around her says there's something she won't never gives it away. She laughs at the right parts, she turns the right page. But I've seen the crack when the room shifts shape, when a name hits wrong and the color drains. She gathers herself like fallen hair, pins it back, pretends she's fine, and the world keeps moving, unaware how fast she learned to hide. I saw her near the crosswalk lights, standing out of the rain. A kid in a stroller rolled right by, the mother humming through the strain. Her eyes went soft for half a beat, like she forgot her role, like something reached up from the street and grabbed her by the throat. Then the signal changed, she swallowed hard and set her shoulders straight, as if she could erase the moment by walking at a different pace. She's got a face that never gives it away. She laughs at the right parts, she turns the right page. But I've seen the crack when the room shifts shape, when a name hits wrong and the color drains. She gathers herself like fallen hair, pins it back, pretends she's fine, and the world keeps moving, unaware how fast she learned to hide her in a corner booth. Someone said his name like it was nothing, just a story, just a detail, just a word they kept on tossing. But it landed like a glass on tile, sharp, too loud to ignore. Her hand froze midair above the table, like she couldn't do it anymore. For a second she was barefaced, no jokes, no careful lines. All that wanting, all that damage lit up behind her eyes. I looked away, not out of mercy, more like fear that if I stared another moment I'd see my own life there. She's got a face that never gives it away. She smiles like a lock, like a habit, like faith. But I've seen the crack when the room shifts shape, when a name hits wrong and the color drains. She gathers herself like fallen hair, pins it back, pretends she's fine, and the world keeps moving, unaware how fast she learned to hide. And she steps back into the crowd where nobody asks why. I used to count the minutes by the way the air would stick. I waited on the front steps, screen door sweating in the frame, street lamp buzzing halfway like it couldn't hold its name. Stars washed out in the heat haze, sky gone paper white, only bats cutting corners where the porch light made them brave. Mosquito as thick as syrup, little needles in a swarm. That sharp, bright after feeling crawling up my ankle bone, like it's hunting for a body, like it's got a job to do. I learned early a sting will travel if you let it move through you. And I watched the driveway empty, listened for his truck, like the whole block held its breath. till the engine finally caught. My father said, don't touch it, you can't see what's looking back. Electric wants a landing, and it won't ask where to act. So I stand there in the doorway, hands behind my back, trying to love him from a distance, like a wire learns to last. He came home with his work shirt glued to him, salt dark on the seams, fingernails lined with the day, jaw set hard as a machine. He never told the full story, just a glance, then I'm alright. But I heard it in the quiet, in the way he rinsed his hands too long. Separate action stopped one summer when they opened up the panel, found what didn't belong in there. Calvin had been trouble. He said it like a weather report, like a thing you don't repeat. Then he stared through the kitchen window like he couldn't feel his feet. And every fan was failing, and the hallway air was thick. But he laughed when I complained, said, kid, you don't know heat. My father said, don't touch it, you can't see what's looking back. Electric wants a landing, and it won't ask where to act. So I stand there in the doorway, hands behind my back, trying to love him from a distance, like a wire learns to last. Later out back he spelled it slow, Coke, then corrected coal, like words could change the burn, like naming it could make it small. He lit the grill like an old habit, flame snapping clean and blue, chicken skin singing, curling under paprika and pepper truth. Vinegar hit the lid and rose up sharp, made my eyes go wet. I stood too close to all of it, like I was trying to learn his language with my breath. And there was smoke on my shoulders, a sticky shine on my arms, the kind of warning that feels simple, the kind that still does harm. My father said, don't touch it, some things bite without a sound. Electric wants a body, any body it can find. So I hold my hunger gently, let it burn itself down, and I love him like a warning that I keep but don't pass on. At Sloop, the porch light, the stars come back when they feel like it. I still taste smoke when I say his name. I clock the strangers at the grocery line, the way they hold their shoulders like a secret. I do the math without meaning to. How heavy is that look compared to mine? I try to guess if theirs is new, still out in the room, or if it's lived in them so long it's turned into furniture. And I can't name the day mine started, no headline, no voicemail saved. It just sits there like an old bruise I stopped asking to fade. Do they wake up and bargain with the morning? Do they have to practice being here? If someone offered them a clean exit, would they take it or just disappear? I measure every grief I meet ring of keys. Some hide it in their sleeves, and something in me steadies when I see I'm not the only one. Crosses in plain clothes, passing in the sun. I've seen the ones who've waited out the storm, teach their faces how to smile again. Not joy, not exactly, more like a porch light left on with barely any charge. They laugh at the right spots, tilt their head like they're fine, and you can hear the thinness if you stand close enough. I wonder if time is mercy or just distance from the hit. If years stack up like boxes, do they soften what's inside? Or does the body keep the ledger, every flinch, every date it can't recall? And the pain just learns new language when love shows up at all. I measure every grief I meet with eyes that don't look away. Some wear it like a ring of keys, some hide it in their sleeves, and something in me steadies when I see I'm not the only one. Crosses in plain clothes, passing in the sun. They told me grief has categories like forms you fill in at a desk. One for death, final, simple. One for hunger, one for cold that won't let up. One for being left behind while the city keeps your accent. For watching your old street from the wrong side of the glass. And I don't always name it right when I see it on someone's face, but it's a strange kind of comfort to know pain has common shape. So I measure every grief I meet, not to compare, not to win, just to feel the earth stay solid when it tilts again. Some carry it loud like thunder, some fold it neat and numb, but I keep walking, counting quietly. Some are like my own, some are like my own. Check comes tomorrow. We count the hours like coins. Kitchen tables an island in one room, weather 4 chairs, one breath, everybody pretending we're together. Cold rice, warm beer, a Bible by the sink, and a crooked little sign says Jesus owns this place, I think. Radio hisses bad news through a borrowed wire. Last week it got traded for a hit in a hallway fire. The calendar's dead, the squares don't move, and my mother's eyes keep staring like they're trying to prove we'll heal, but no one shows us how. The landlord knocks like a fist on metal, smells like dead in mouthwash, acts like he's being civil. 6 months behind, he reads it like a sentence, and even the paper bags look guilty in our presence. So this is America, the welcome sign with the warning underneath. Keep your hands off what you didn't build, or pay the price with your teeth. We say free with a bent tongue, learn to spell ourselves wrong to fit pledge allegiance to a payment plan and call it citizenship. All our light bulbs sleep at the pawn shop window, across from buildings with broken backs and no pills. Kids not born yet run through made-up graves, playing hide and seek with futures they can't save. Upstairs a man prays for numbers and a new last name, like luck could file the papers and erase the shame. Grocery stores lose ground to funeral homes, job ads in the glass, no experience necessary, come and learn to comb. Liquor store on the corner, liquor store down the block, and the air's full of training. Pimp talk, fast talk, sidewalk shock. Men from tidy neighborhoods practice Spanish in 6 weeks, then write love letters to registers, counting while we speak. Vote for me, says the man in a suit by the casket display. I've got solutions, he smiles, we look away. So this is America, the welcome sign with the warning underneath. Keep your hands off what you didn't build, or pay the price with your teeth. We say free with a bent tongue, learn to spell ourselves wrong to fit, pledge allegiance to a payment plan and call it citizenship. We came for work, we got forms. We came for school, we got sent home worn. We came for a room, we got a corner. We came for tomorrow, we got maybe as an order. Pencil means lapis, pen means pluma, kitchen means cocina. Say it, don't lose it. Hen means galena, repeat it like a prayer while the bus shakes loose bolts and the city measures you and stares. 2 burgers for pocket change in Times Square, and 1,000 ways to disappear. A different collector for every day of the week, and the right to pick which smile and face will make you weak. We got off a 2-engine plane with winter in our pockets, Auto Wild on the ticket. Later they changed the name, but not the locks. We followed the sign, welcome then smaller print. Hands off, and a threat that buzzed like a fence you can't cross. Follow the garbage truck, someone joked, not smiling. It knows the way to the office where hope goes. Filing if you can't speak English, they tell you where to stand. If you can't stand there, they tell you you don't understand. So this is America, land of the free for everybody but our family. We keep busy singing what they sell us. Coffee on layaway, cereal promises, TV miracles. En mi casa toman Bustelo, en mi casa toman Bustelo. We sing it loud so the walls don't hear us. So this is America, the welcome sign with the warning underneath. Keep your hands off what you didn't build, or pay the price with your teeth. We say free with the bent tongue, learn to spell ourselves wrong to fit, pledge allegiance to a payment plan, and still we exist.
If I keep the latch loose, there's a crooked old oak by the chain link fence. Got one terse branch that never learned to bend. I let a little green thing hang on through the freeze, like, yeah, take your space, do what you need. And the sparrows treat my yard like it's public ground. Drop in, raise hell, then fly back out of town. I don't own the sky, I don't charge for air. I just leave the gate unhooked and the water there. And it ain't a sermon, it's a habit I chose. Small yeses I can't afford. Let it be written in the chalk on my steps, I kept a place open. If mercy comes limping, I don't make it beg, I don't ask for a token. If I'm ever called up, if they read my name, I'll stand on what I've done. late, I left it on for someone. I'm up with one ear and a tired-looking jaw. Showed up like he'd fired every human boss. Wouldn't meet my eyes, just hovered by the bin. So I sat on the concrete, let him decide to come in. Now he sleeps like a stone on the laundry room rug, like the world finally quit trying to shove him. And the kid from next door, new shoes too cool to wave, looked at me like, you got a hoop, you got a game. I said, I got a ball and a driveway slope. Pick a team, me and the dog can cope. Some days it's nothing, some days it's the whole thing, holding a person together. Let it be written in the chalk on my steps, I kept the place open. If mercy comes limping, I don't make it beg, I don't ask for a token. If I'm ever called up, if they read my name, I'll stand on what I've done. I'll say, check the porch light. Every time it was late, I left it on for someone. My friend tried to pay me back with thanks too big, like I'd moved a mountain, like I'd saved their skin. I said, don't turn it into a statue, please. It was 10 minutes and a set of keys. Even the man on the corner who can't stand my face told somebody I'm straight, that I don't play fake. And a stranger one winter with shaking hands, knocked once, then waited like he'd understand. So I made the soup and I found an old coat, and I listened long enough for him to breathe, then spoke. And my love at home, no fireworks show, just two worn people who learned how to grow, not body to body like a claim or a brand, more like two steady palms, more like I understand. Let it be written in the chalk on my steps, I kept the place open. If mercy comes limping, I don't make it beg, I don't ask for a token. If I'm ever called up and the room goes still and the book comes down with a thud, I'll say I live my days with my door on a hinge. Now tell me that's not enough. Go on, ask me about my porch. April turns the lock again. Rain on concrete, soft like static. I watch the streetlights lose their nerve and count my change for something warm. April is the meanest month in this town. It grows flowers out of busted lots, mixes up old photos with late night ones, till I don't know which one hurts more. Winter was a blanket I could disappear in, snow hush on the roof, no questions asked. Now the thought brings back every name I buried, and the phone that never rings starts ringing in my head. Tell me what can take root here, in gravel and receipts, in glass. I hold my breath like it's a habit, and taste the dirt in every laugh. Meet me under the red brick by the tracks, where the sun hits hard and nothing grows on purpose. Show me fear in a handful of dust, and I'll still try to make it worth something. If the city's only a loop of tired faces, I'll walk it with you.
Used to ride a sled down a clean white hill, my cousin yelling, hold on tight, Marie. Now it's buses and bad coffee by the station, and I'm fine. The way a closed door is fine. I'm not from here, not from anywhere you can point to. Just a suitcase language, borrowed jokes at the laundromat. Lilacs on the counter, left in a jar like someone meant to come back. The woman reads cards in the back of a bar, her hands shake from the cold or the truth. She says, watch the river, watch the bottle, watch the easy way you'll try to float. Meet me under the red brick by the tracks where the sun hits hard and nothing grows on purpose. Show me fear in a handful of dust, and I'll still try to make it worth something. If the city's only a loop of tired faces, I'll walk it with you anyway. 9 o'clock bridge packed like a slow confession. Everybody staring at their own shoes. I spot a man I knew from a different life. He smiles like we're strangers, maybe we are. I ask him, how's that thing you planted in your yard? Did it sprout or did the frost take it back? He looks past me like I'm part of the weather and keeps moving with the rest of the dead on their feet. My nerves are bad tonight, say something real, say anything that isn't the schedule. Hot water at 10, closed car at 4. Same small plans like a fence around the living, and the room smells like cheap perfume and money, like someone tried to buy a new skin in the mirror. I practice not needing you, then I fail, then I laugh, then I'm quiet again. Down by the river, the stories all litter. Bottles, wrappers, a lone shoe in the mud. The old songs don't fit this shoreline, but they still get stuck in my throat. At the violet hour, the office lights shut off. A taxi idles, coughing at the curb. I watch couples stray their bodies like paperwork. No, I'm cool on purpose, just bored and done. And behind me, the small rattle of bones, not ghosts, just history in a bad mood. And in my pocket, a key I never used, to a room I can't call mine. Meet me under the red brick by the tracks where the sun hits hard and nothing grows on purpose. Show me fear in a handful of dust, and I'll still try to make it worth something. If the city's only a loop of tired faces, I'll walk it with you anyway. A man goes under quick as a rumor. Water takes the pretty parts first. Consider him, consider me, spinning through the same cold current. Thunder over far off hills laid and thin. 3 hard syllables like a hand on the shoulder. Give, hold, steer. I sit on the shore with the dry land behind me, trying to put my small life in order. Give, hold, steer. Peace, peace, peace. The city starts its coughing, trash trucks and a tired street. Somebody's laughter breaks the quiet, then a door slams hard on sleep. They call it fresh beginnings, but it feels like scraped knees. Coffee and a headline, and a sky that won't agree. I watch the blinds throw stripes across the wall, like they're trying to make me move at all, but I don't. No, I don't. What do I care for morning? that loud, clean-cut sun. I want the hours that don't ask questions. When the day is finally done, give me the slow green hollow, tucked under a steady hill, where the world can keep on spinning and I can stay still. Let the sparrows argue over crumbs on concrete steps. Let the bright flowers show off like they're owed what they've been fed. I'm not built for busy shining or those early open faces. I want a softer kind of honest in the darker, gentler places. And if you're looking for me, I'll be gone, following the white line till it's drawn into quiet, into quiet. What do I care for morning, for that loud, clean-cut sun? I want the hours that don't ask questions. When the day is finally done, give me the slow green hollow, tucked under a steady hill, where the world can keep on spinning and I can stay still. There's a moon like a lovesick woman, too tired to play it brave, standing at my window in a borrowed secondhand shade. And the road outside is glistening like a single silver thread, like a strand of her pale hair falling loose where I can step. Tall trees hold their counsel, black against her milky skin. I breathe in cool and simple, like forgiveness settling in. No speeches, no alarms, no need to be newborn, just the world turning tender and my shoulders finally warm. What do I care for morning? Let it come, let it run. I'll take the hush that holds me. Ooh, when the day is overdone, give me the slow green hollow, tucked under a steady hill, where the world can keep on spinning and I can stay still. Naked dawn can keep its promises. I'm staying where the quiet lives. Hold still. The ones I bury show up in my lungs like old receipts I can't throw out. I move all day at the speed of a small thing, crossing hot bricks behind the house. The cat can't be bothered to chase it, he just watches half asleep. And I swear the ground is hands, roots lifting up to trip my feet. I keep a list of disasters in my mouth, fire, sickness, the phone call after. I'm not brave, I just learned how to hide the panic under laughter. So I look like it's my job, like I'm taking inventory before it's gone. 'Cause everything good feels temporary, and I can't stand how fast it runs. If I could hold one desert rail yard past the overpass. Freight cars parked like they gave up, doors open wide like empty mouths, wind moving through the rust. I stare straight through to the cut fields, stubble under a tired sky. An owl on a fence post waiting, like he's the last one with time. The creek keeps going, doesn't ask permission, doesn't look back for me. There's a painted horse in the far pasture, turning grass into history. And I am scared I'll blink and lose them, like names slipping off a key. So I look like it's my job, like I'm taking inventory before it's gone. 'Cause everything good feels temporary, and I can't stand how fast it runs. If I could hold one frame in place just long enough to know it's real, I'd stop chasing the exquisite thing that slips right through my hands to heal. I don't know the rules in this place I've entered. I knock on the wrong doors, I say too much, I laugh too late, I stumble across the floor. Death sits quiet at the end of the table, patient as a glass of water, and it's the only sure thing I've met that promises to end the chatter. Look, the mood is still crossing. Look, the cat still won't move. Look, the track weeds are winning. Look, I'm here, I'm here. So I look like it's my job, like I'm taking inventory before it's gone. 'Cause everything good feels temporary, and I can't stand how fast it runs. If I could hold one frame in place just long enough to let it stay, I'd stop chasing the exquisite thing and let it find me where I lay. Look, hold still. Breathe in, I keep still like a held breath. Breathe out, like the ground is listening. The ones I buried move in my ribcage, not ghosts, just waiting weather. Some mornings the whole room thickens and time drags its belly over brick. A small blue nude in chisel on the patio, and the old cat can't be bothered. Even hunger has its limits. And the yard splits open in my head, roots lifting like a hand to trip me. I don't fall all at once, I just start walking careful. Look, I'm trying to keep what I can't hold. Fire in the blood and fear of it. Sickness in the news and fear of it. Death on the tongue and fear of it. I name it, I pace it like naming makes it smaller. Look, I'm here, I'm still here, learning how to stand inside a day. I drive past the industrial lot by the river, abandoned freight cars on rusted rails, doors thrown wide like someone left in a hurry. I slow down at the crossing and stare through the empty frames to fields cut short, bristled and pale like a man who shaved too fast. And I I'll post up on a fence line while the afternoon tilts toward quitting. The creek keeps going without asking. A spotted horse shifts its weight, flies orbiting its patience, and I'm scared not of losing them all at once, but of one day not noticing. If I could do one thing right, just one ordinary thing, fill the hours without bruising them, without reaching for the exit. Look, I'm trying to keep what I can't hold. Fire in the blood and fear of it. Sickness in the news and fear of it. Death on the tongue and fear of it. I name it, I pace it like naming makes it smaller. Look, I'm here, I'm still here, learning how to stand inside a day. I want the world the way it is when nobody's performing. Kitchen light on a dirty mug, a key turning slow in a lock. My own hands clumsy and honest, not knowing the rules of this place I walked into without directions. Somewhere there's something so clean it hurts. I chase it and trip over my feet. Maybe it isn't meant to be caught. Maybe it's meant to pull me forward. One careful step, one breath, one more. Look, I'm trying to keep what I can't hold. Fire in the blood and fear of it. Sickness in the news and fear of it. Death on the tongue and fear of it. But love is in the small things. Stubborn, the creek, the fence post, the open doors. Look, I'm here, I'm still here, learning how to stand inside a day. Don't rush me. The world was loud. I learned to hold on to one small thing that couldn't hold itself together. I had a lamb I took on buses and subways, stuffed in my jacket like a secret I could touch. One eye sewn in, the other side just cloth and faith. A little crooked grin, a little bit too much. At stations, grown-ups with coffee breath would warn me, zip your bag, kid, this place eats what you drop. They said it like a rule, like gravity or weather, like loss was just the price of learning how to stop. My father's coat hung heavy, smelling like rain and smoke, and my lamb turned gray at the edges where I held him most. So I held him tighter when the doors would close, when the train would lurch and the metal would moan. For leaving yet, I just knew my hands were not a home. And if love's a habit you do in the dark, mine was small and warm and torn apart. One-eyed lamb in a crowded world, teach me how to not let go. My brother was a baby, soft, new, unstoppable. In diners with cracked booths and spinning fans, old waiters with thick mustaches would lift him like a prize, kiss his cheeks too many times with their careful hands. They tell my parents laughing will bring him right back, then walking through the swinging door to show the kitchen. I watched him disappear like a trick that didn't feel funny, and learned how grown-ups borrow what they're given. My lamb sat in my lap like a question with no sound, while the room kept taking pieces, passing them around. So I held him tighter when the doors would close, when the train would lurch and the metal would moan. I didn't know the word for leaving yet, I just knew my hands were not a home. And if love's a habit you do in the dark, mine was small and warm and torn apart. One-eyed lamb in a crowded world, teach me how to not let go. I can't tell you when the other eye came loose, maybe on a sidewalk, maybe in a seat seam, maybe in the palm of some stranger counting coins, maybe in the lost and found with the broken umbrellas and keys. On long rides I'd fall asleep against the window, breath fogging up a country I couldn't name, and I'd slip my finger in the empty place it used to be, like checking for a tooth, like checking for my own shame. Once they made me put him in the overhead bin, above my head where the cold air lived. I kept looking up like I could watch him breathing, like the dark up there was something I could forgive. When we landed he was stiff in my hands, smelled like plastic and distance and rules. I kissed the top of his head in the baggage line, trying to warm what the world had cooled. Now I hold my keys, my phone, my name, like they're all I get to keep. But sometimes I still reach for that old soft way, in the middle of my sleep. And if love's a habit you do in the dark, mine was small and warm and torn apart, overhead bin lullaby, in a world that won't move slow. I don't know where the missing part went, but I know what it taught me to hold. I pulled off the highway for a minute, where the pines let go of the noise. There was a dirt turnout split in two directions, like a question with no voice. My phone lit up with a name I didn't answer, then went quiet in my hand. I watched the dust settle on the hood, like it knew I'd understand. You can't walk two lives at once, you can't keep both doors unlocked. So I stood there counting reasons on the gravel and the clock. Two ways out of the same small clearing, both pretending they don't care. One looked easy from a distance, one looked like it might not go anywhere. And I chose the one that asked me to be braver than my plans.
safe roaded fresh tire tracks and a mailbox every mile. The other had tall grass in the middle and a gate that wouldn't smile. I thought about my mother's old advice and your jacket on my chair, about the job I could keep forever and the love I couldn't wear. Morning leaves were clean as paper, no footprints set in stone. I told myself I'll come back later, but I knew that's not how roads are grown. Two ways out of the same small clearing, both pretending they don't care. One looked easy from a distance, one looked like it might not go anywhere. And I chose the one that asked me to be braver than my plans. Now I carry what it gave me, like Mapfold marks on my thumbs. Years from now in some kitchen, laughing like I finally learned, I'll say I almost stayed and mean it. Feel that old pole, feel it burn. Not tragedy, not glory, just a turn I couldn't fake. 'Cause maybe is a restless roommate, and it kept me wide awake. I won't say it made me perfect, I won't dress it up as fate. Some days I miss the simple version of the girl who loved to wait. But there's a steadiness I found there, past the last street light's reach, a kind of quiet in my chest that no one had to teach. Two ways out of the same small clearing, both pretending they don't care. One would've kept my life familiar, one would've kept me standing there. So I took the one that asked me to be braver than my plans. And when I tell it there's a pause, like I'm still that traveler, and that has made all the difference. Like Mapfold marks on my thumbs. I didn't take them both, I took the one that held. Don't make me say it plain, not yet. Come on, walk with me a while, past laundromats and closing signs, where takeout steam hangs in the air and somebody argues with their phone. The sky looks sick under the street lamps, like it took something to get through the day. You pull your coat a little tighter, I pretend I'm fine, and we'll stop by a window where a crowded room keeps spinning. They name drop painters, laugh like it cost them nothing. I practice my face in the glass, like I'm about to meet a jury. There's time to smooth the collar, swallow the line. Time to make a joke, to change my mind, to set the question down and call it fine. But tell me, if I said it out loud, would the whole room turn? Do I dare to move 1 inch and disturb the way you learned me? That dirty
Coffee gold haze crawls along the curb, spins around our ankles like a stray. It slips through a cracked patio door, finds a corner, curls up and stays. I watch it like it knows my secrets, how I've counted out my weeks in receipts and tiny spoons and reheated coffee in the glow of other people's music bleeding through thin walls. I've seen those eyes, the kind that turn you into a headline, a neat little label, a joke you can't unhear. And if they pin me to the moment, what's left of me to offer besides the burnt ends of my courage? There's time to smooth the collar, swallow the line. Time to make a joke, to change my mind, to set the question down and call it fine. But tell me, if I said it out loud, would the whole room turn? Do I dare to move 1 inch and disturb the way you learn me? After tea, after sugar, after polite little laughs, after how have you been? And it's crazy how time goes. I try to feel brave in my own skin, and it fits like borrowed clothes. I've watched my boldest second flicker like a match that hates the wind. I've seen the person at the door take my coat and grin. No prophecy, no grand reveal, just me, afraid. And what if I finally do it? What if I take the whole damn universe and roll it up between my hands until it's small enough to give? What if I say I came back from the place you go when you can't speak, and I'm here and I mean this, and I've meant it for weeks? And you fix a pillow, and you look past me, and you say, that's not what I meant. No, that's not it. I'm not the lead in the story. I know I'm the careful one in the doorway, the friend who nods, the one who waits. I'm good at keeping things moving, good at staying useful, good at being almost invisible when the room gets bright. I'm getting older, I can feel it. I fold my cuffs like a habit. I argue with the mirror. Do I change my hair? Do I order fruit I can't eat clean? Do I risk the mess? And sometimes near the water, I swear I hear singing from people who never worry if they're wanted. They ride the break of the waves, combing salt from their hair, not looking back. We stay under a little too long. We let the quiet fill our lungs. Then real voices call my name, and I come up wrong. Come on, walk with me a while. Don't ask what I'm going to say. There's time. Until there isn't. Tell me, if I said it out loud, would the whole room turn? Do I dare? Do I dare? May air on the screen door, bare feet on the porch boards. I swear the world used to sing my name. There was a season when everything meant more. A ditch full of water, a bent tin can. The maple leaves were lit from the inside, like somebody left the porch lamp on for us. I ran through the field behind the houses with a paper crown and a scraped up knee. And every ordinary thing I touched felt like it was keeping a secret from me. But I turned around and it wasn't there, not the way it was. I blink and it's just the yard again, and I don't know when I started missing it. The rainbow still shows up after rain. Roses still open like they always did. The moon still makes her slow, soft rounds over the same old neighborhood. And I'm not saying it's gone, I'm saying it changed in my hands. Like a song I used to know by mouth, now I only know by understanding. Spring's loud, kids on bikes in the cul-de-sac, birds arguing in the telephone lines, lambs in a pasture out by the highway, kicking up like they got somewhere holy to be. And in the middle of all that happiness, grief tried to move in quiet as dust. So I said it out loud to the kitchen sink, I'm still here, I'm still here, that's enough. And the falls up in the canyon kept throwing their wild white shout. The wind came clean off the fields like sleep you don't remember having. And my shoulders let go a little. The rainbow still shows up after rain. Roses still open like they always did. Still makes her slow, soft rounds over the same old neighborhood. And I'm not saying it's gone, I'm saying it changed in my hands. Like a song I used to know by mouth, now I only know by understanding. Maybe we're born remembering, not facts, not names, just a feeling like I've been safe before. Like we came from someplace wider, and the door swung shut behind us. Slowly, politely, a kid still has it, that look that says the sky is close enough to touch. They talk to ants like they're friends, they build whole worlds out of cardboard and believe it all the way through. Then years put their weight on us, bills, goodbyes, the habit of hurrying. The days get practical, we learn to call it growing up, as if it doesn't cost anything. I watch my niece in the backyard, making a wedding for 2 plastic horses, then a funeral for a dead beetle, then laughing like none of it hurt. Her hands were messy with dandelion milk, she crowned herself with whatever was near. And I felt that old pull in my ribs, not sorrow exactly, more like being homesick for a place I'm standing. So if I get heavy in the middle of May, shake me back to the simple stuff. Let me hear the kids down the block, let me see the sun on the laundry line, like a small, honest miracle. The rainbow still shows up after rain. Roses still open like they always did. The moon still makes her slow, soft rounds over the same old neighborhood, and nothing brings back that first time feeling. But I don't have to chase it down, I'll take the strength that stays in the kindness we learn in the hurt we survive, in the way a single flower in a crack of concrete can stop me cold and make me grateful. And I'll love the brooks more now, not because they promise me heaven, but because they keep going, because they keep going, and because I can still be quiet enough to hear them. Love doesn't pay the landlord when he's sharp at the door. Doesn't boil the water when the pipes won't work anymore. Doesn't stitch up a lung when it tightens like a wire, or talk down the fever when it climbs a little higher. I've seen people smiling with their hands on the wheel, acting fine, going nowhere, trying not to feel like they're floating on splinters in the deep cold part. Up, down, keeping time with the heart. And I know bread is bread, and rest is a mercy when you haven't slept. But there's a kind of empty that medicine can't get. Still take my name like oxygen. Say it slow, let it settle in. 'Cause love isn't food, love isn't cure, but it's the thing that makes you wanna live through it. If the world turns hard, if the days go mean, hold me close in the in-between. Love won't fix what's broken in us, but it keeps the door from closing. I watch my neighbor fold his jacket at the edge of his bed, phone in his palm like a weight, like something unsaid. He said I'm fine, like a joke that nobody buys, and the room felt louder than his quiet, tired eyes. There are people making peace with the end of the line, not from drama, not from headlines, just a slow decline from being unseen so long it starts to feel true, like a lock on the inside that won't turn for you. And I know pain is real, it pins you down till you bargain and kneel, and hunger has a way of rewriting what you feel. Still take my name like oxygen. Say it slow, let it settle in. 'Cause love isn't food, love isn't cure, but it's the thing that makes you wanna live through it. If the world turns hard, if the days go mean, hold me close in the in-between. Love won't fix what's broken in us, but it keeps the door from closing. Maybe someday backed into a corner, teeth chattering, bills on the table, I'll look at what we have and what I'm missing, and I'll think, be practical, be able. I might price out peace like it's something you can buy, trade our history for a plate and a quieter mind. I might say, forgive me with my keys in my hand, standing on the threshold of a safer plan. But if you ask me right now, right here, I don't think I can. So take my name like oxygen. Say it slow, let it settle in. 'Cause love isn't food, love isn't cure, but it's the reason I keep choosing it. When the world turns hard, when the days go mean, hold me close in the in-between. Love won't fix what's broken in us, but it keeps the door from closing. Keep the door from closing. I used to step aside, I used to smile so you could breathe. Not anymore. I won't trail behind you on the sidewalk like I'm asking permission to exist. I see you clock my shoes in the concrete, then clutch your keys like they're a fist. You hear the little rattle of my cart, 2 cans of bruised peach cheap soap. You look back fast like I'm the headline, and you pick up speed like hope. I've been polite enough to disappear, but my name won't fit that shape. So if you flinch when I get close, good, get used to the scrape. Cause I've sat at my table with the evening news, chewing on numbers like broken glass. I've watched a man without sight touch his own face to learn what lasts. And I keep falling asleep like I didn't know what it cost. No one's handing out pardon slips, and the buried don't feel what we've lost. I'm done being easy to step over, done being handled like a rule. If you need a reason to fear me, I'll be the reason you remember at school. I'll be steady, I'll be louder, I'll be sharp where I was kind. I must become a menace to my enemies, or I'll be a witness to my own decline. I live like a lover at a payphone, coin in hand, throat full of heat. But the train rolls in and swallows my sentence, metal scream, rushing feet. Every call I meant to make in time lands late in somebody's ear, and the moment that could save us turns into another year. So tell me, how many bodies until my hands learn what to do? How many names on cardboard signs until I stop asking who? Pick a number, make it neat, make it fit your TV frame. Say less than say more than, like that changes the stain. And if my mouth starts shaking, if I start bargaining again, I want my own voice to grab me by the collar, pull me in. I'm done being easy to step over, done being handled like a rule. If you need a reason to fear me, I'll be the reason you remember at school. I'll be steady, I'll be louder, I'll be sharp where I was kind. I must become a menace to my enemies, or I'll be a witness to my own decline. And if I let you slide, you with your clean hands and your dirty grin, your law and order sermons while the blood dries under your skin. Then let my body lose its balance, let my knees forget my name. Cause mercy for the ones who hunt us is just another kind of shame. And if I drop off on the curb because fear keeps calling it a week, if I obey the gossip and the warnings instead of what my lungs can speak, then let the cold move in and take me. Let it lock my door from inside, but don't let me live as decoration while my people get denied. I'm done being easy to step over, done being handled like a rule. You've had me quiet, you've had me careful, you've had me useful as a fool. Now I'm steady, now I'm louder, now I'm sharp where I was kind. I must become a menace to my enemies, I must become the action of my fate. I must become the action of my fate. I must become. I kept her apron on the back of the chair, like she might walk back in it. And the kitchen window still throws that square of heat on the same old linen. In the jar by the sink, dry miracle heads, paper thin and rattling. She told me, baby, I'm not finished yet.
I'm only changing channels, so I water what I miss with a coffee mug and patience, and talk to dirt like it's a witness that remembers all her prayers. Work, gentle sun, work, gentle rain. Don't rush what's trying to return. If she believed it down to bone, I can learn, I can learn. I read that poet on the train, thin book, thrift store sticker. A kid with a pretty mouth for pain, too bright to be here longer. He wrote like every kiss was borrowed time, like beauty had a curfew. Now strangers quote him like a brand name sign while he's under foreign gravel. But I hear him in earbuds of the girl across the aisle, turning ordinary breath and dust into something that survives. Work, gentle sun, work, gentle rain. Don't rush what's trying to remain. Some voices burn right through the page and won't explain, won't explain. My uncle loved to joke too much, the kind that makes you slap your knee. But when the laughter let him loose, his eyes looked past the TV. He'd dress up hurt in Saturday clothes, shine it till it passed inspection, keep his pride like a door half closed so nobody saw the leaking. I learned that you can dance all night and still be starving. You can grin like you're alright and me, please don't ask me. Work, gentle sun, work, gentle rain on every messed up face on the train. Let the joke and the bruise share space. No shame, no shame. There's the woman from uptown church, perfume thick as policy. Talk someday like it's reserved for people who look like she does. She says up there we'll finally rest, and I bite my tongue in pieces, cause in her heaven there's still a listed somebody still doing the dishes. Funny how folks carry their small thrones right through the pearly gates. Work, gentle sun, work, gentle rain. Got no upstairs, no downstairs, no yours and mine. I put a seed packet in her Bible right where her finger used to land. If anything comes up, I'll call it by her name and let it grow how it can. Work gentle. I'm done chasing decoys. I'm done chasing decoys. Tell me where it is. I've spent my good hours like loose change on a sidewalk, buying little thrills that don't last past the block. Now the calendar's loud and I'm walking more careful. I don't wanna die still calling the wrong things beautiful. I've met her assistants in borrowed bodies and saltwater laughter and backseat parties. They smile like a doorway, they pull like a tide, and you swear you're choosing, then you're along for the ride. They don't take your name, they take your bearings. They don't break your bones, they break your plan. And when you reach for something real, you catch it, you catch it. So tell me straight, where does beauty live? No riddles, no games, I'm out of time for it. I don't need a halo, I don't need a stage. I need one true place I can stand and stay. Let me in, let me learn, let me see what is. Where does beauty live? There was a girl on a ferry, hair pinned up with a plastic clip, steering her little world with a paper cup in her fist. She looked back once like she knew what I wanted. I leaned too far into it and the water took my wallet. There were park girls laughing under old oaks by the trail, tying up cheap white ribbons. Dared me to follow the spell, had me singing to ghosts, had me pledging like a believer, then left me with dirt on my knees, calling myself the deceiver. Maybe I am, maybe I love the chase, maybe I love a flame that won't hold its shape. But I was born with this hunger in my ribs, and it won't hush, it won't hush. So tell me straight, where does beauty live? No riddles, no games, I'm out of time for it. I don't need a halo, I don't need a stage. I need one true place I can stand and stay. Let me in, let me learn, let me see what it is. Where does beauty live? If she's a queen, I'm not asking for her crown, just something small I can carry through the town. A leaf from her forehead, a mark from her hand, a scrap of the reason I don't understand. I'll stop mistaking the shimmer for the source. I'll stop calling detours a holy course. Give me work, give me proof, give me a road that doesn't move. So tell me straight, where does beauty live? I'm done with the bait, I'm done with the counterfeit. I don't need permission, I don't need to win. I need the quiet door that opens from within. Let me in, let me learn, let me see what it is. Where does beauty live? Where does beauty live? I'm not here to shake the throne, I'm here to know my way home. I press my thoughts like keys that don't exist, and still they sound. My hands are lost in my own hair again, like I'm trying to hold my mind in place. I feel the weight of an unopened door, some room inside me, learning how to stay quiet. There's a tune I keep replaying, no chorus, no after, just a steady little turning, like a fan in an empty apartment. If you lean in close,
most in the way it keeps going when I wish it wouldn't. I'm making a home out of what I can't say. Paper snow on my eyelids, mouth sealed shut. I watch the truth fall off the table, and I don't reach out. I don't reach out. Tonight I'm flat on the living room floor, cold linoleum, cheek to the grain. I lay a cutout winter over my eyes, so I don't have to see what I keep seeing. There's a hand over my mouth and my head, wooden, patient, heavy. And when the vase tips off the counter, I swear I hear it talk on the way down. It says, don't call it tragedy, call it clean, call it lucky not to start if you can't finish. I'm making a home out of what I can't say. Paper snow on my eyelids, mouth sealed shut. I watch the truth fall off the table, and I don't reach out. I don't reach out. Maybe that's the symptom, maybe that's the prayer, standing still while everything breaks, like it was always meant to. You touch the back of my head, but it's only in memory. Your hand is glass there, cool and careful, like it could shatter me. My eyes are wired open, I keep scanning the field behind the house. I saw a bird shadow once get thrown by the wind. It rolled and rolled like a hat that wouldn't behave. Now my eyes ache from looking, my lips ache from trying to explain the kind of hurting that doesn't have a story. I learned how ribbons curl when you pull them hard across a blade. I'm learning it with my own skin, the way a person changes without moving. I let my imagination grow past my shoulders, past my ribs, down to the floor like hair nobody cuts. And I ask myself what's left but to make a world or start a war, just to feel a border, or build a small landscape where I can keep breathing. I'm making a home out of what I can't say. House of breath, ghost flower on the windowsill, language drilled through ice in my throat. And if grief is love with nowhere to go, then this is my mouth turning into snow. I'm making a home out of what I can't say. Somewhere inside it, I'm still here. Somewhere inside it, I'm still here. This is somewhere. This is somewhere. Hush now. Hold still. They painted you porcelain in the postcards by the door. Clean hands, clean streets, clean halos, nothing like the poor. But I saw you in the corner of a candle, shaking flame, brown cheek, wide mouth, unhidden, mother with a different name. I was raised on perfect statues, on a God that looked like us. But you don't flinch when the world comes in, covered up up with dust. You wear the marks of work and weather, like a truth that doesn't bruise. And somehow that makes room for me, for everyone you choose. In the back of the church, I watch them line up slow. No speeches, no money, just need they couldn't show. Black Madonna, don't turn away from the hands that shake when they start to pray, from the ones who never learn the words but still believe you heard. Crowned in a stable under one heart star, you're not far. You're not far. It came from older maps than the ones they teach in school, from places where the river names are older than any rule. A woman with a scarf of faded blue and groceries in a bag. A boy with cracked knuckles, trying not to look too sad. A man who smells like engine oil, sleeping in his car. He doesn't ask for miracles, just something like a start. He leans into the silence like it's warmer than the street, and leaves a folded note that says, I'm tired, help me breathe. And you stay in that small room like you've always known. The ones the world calls less than are never left alone. Black Madonna, don't turn away from the hands that shake when they start to pray, from the ones who never learn the words but still believe you heard. Crowned in a stable under one heart star, you're not far. You're not far. If I've been taught to measure grace by the color of the stone, and let my certainty break open, let it fall and let it go. I want a mother who can hold the heat of every sunburned mile, who can lift the tired faces up and call them worth a smile. So take these modern altar screens and sirens run past through, and meet us in the doorway where the day can't make it through. Not polished, not impressive, just alive and asking still. Teach the untaught to stand back up, teach the wounded how to heal. Black Madonna, don't turn away from the hands that shake when they start to pray, from the ones who never learn the words but still believe you heard. Crowned in a stable under one heart star, you're not far. You're not Stay. Corner store bread aisle, 2 a.m., two kinds of hunger in the same fluorescent. John worked mornings at the parish kitchen, knuckles split from heat and steel. He baked rye in dented pans, no sugar, said if it bites back it's real. He'd eat it standing by the sink, red wine in a jelly jar. Swore the best hour of the day was when the sun hits hard. Felicity slept through sirens, woke up later, soft steps, careful with the floor. White bread, trim crust, warm sweet milk, like she could keep the world outdoors. She kept a vase of lilies by the window, clean as laundry on a line. She looked up like the moon was company and let the silence shine. Same building, different weather, And there was a dome between them, not a church, not a home, just a heavy thing you feel when you're never in the same room. He loved the noon that burns your face, she loved the late hour calm. Two loaves on the same table, couldn't break the same one in half. Ooh. Talked over everyone, bought flowers cheap, sharp, almost rude. Put him in a pickle jar like a dare to make the quiet move. His friends said, man, you're made of metal, like nothing could get through. But you could see the salt at work, where his smile turned blue. Feli said she was a fast one in a doorway, always leaving, always near. A little warning in her eyes, like she'd already heard bad news somewhere. She'd say, don't drink so hard, John. He'd say, don't disappear. They meet in absences, then lose each other there. Same building, different weather, same hallway, different guards. One held his pain like property, one kept it in the fund. And there was a dome between them, not a church, not a home, just a heavy thing you feel when you're never in the same room. He loved the noon that burns your face, she loved the late hour calm. Two loaves on the same table, couldn't break the same one in half. Then the city threw a party in the basement, bad speakers, borrowed lights. Somebody poured too much, somebody cried, somebody started a fight. They danced like strangers on a dare, like it might fix what words can't mend. A ride showed up with no clean reason, paint driving, grinning like a friend. Call it Dionysus, call it last call, call it whatever gets you moving. Cause there was a dome between them, and it cracked for one cheap song. He spilled his wine, she spilled her milk, and they finally sang along. He tasted rye and bitterness, she tasted sugar gone too fast. Two lives pulling the same rope, dragged home by a wagon of glass. He'll love the sun again. She'll look for the moon on her way before